Flosstube. My name is Melanie. If you're new to my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch, and I also talk about knitting too. I've slowed down on my knitting lately. I've been tending more toward cross stitch, but I do have some things to share about knitting as well. Happy 2021. It's a new year, it's a new start. Some things in the world have my heart very sad right now, definitely, but I live in hope, especially on a day like today, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. He was a very inspirational man and had wonderful messages of love and peace for all of us. So I like to reflect back on those on days like today, and I live in hope that we will get better, we will do better, and love one another. And so with that, you are here for the cross stitch. So I have a bunch of notes over here today because I have so much to share. But what I'm going to start with is I'll start with my 2021 plans, which will lead directly into WIPs. So this past year, and I've mentioned this before, me and my sister got a happy planner. And so I made a whole page for stitching, like a tab for stitching. And what I wanted to do is, because I have right now 35 WIPs. And I'm not going to do a WIP parade today because I did a WIP parade not too long ago and went through everything. So I have a pretty recent picture of that to look back on. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you what I did to kind of organize my WIPs and what my strategy is going forward for 2021. I have some previous finishes that I want to share because I have an exciting sewing machine update. So let's get started. So I am a very visual person. I absorb information better visually. I tend toward that. So what I did is I made a chart. And this chart has, as you can see, it's just a calendar page in the Happy Planner. And I filled out all 35 spots with my 35 WIPs. And a couple of these WIPs in here are actually technically going to be new starts. Like, I have not started them yet. But I know that they're coming next week and they will be going on my Q-snaps, and so they will be WIPs very soon. And then I have a place over here for new starts and finishes so I can keep track. So I think that's going to be a really fun way to do things. I just like the organization of it. Let me get this closer. I starred some of my very favorites. And just for me, what my plan's going to be is 35 WIPs. Doesn't bother me. I love stitching. I love the projects. I don't mind it at all. But going over 35 is probably gonna stress me out. So my plan for 2021 in making this was to have 35 available slots for the year. And so if I want to start new things, which I always want to start all the things all the time, what I have to do is I have to finish one of these, and then I will put a sticker over it and fill the spot with a new start of my choice. So that's going to kind of keep me wrangled in for the year, as far as you have 35 available slots, and these are how many projects you can have going at any one time. And I think it's going to inspire me too for some of the WIPs that I'm so close on, like Toy Store, Long Dog Stitcher. For some of the WIPs that I'm so close on, I think it'll be good for me to like scan the list visually and see and be like, yeah, I can knock that one out. Let's just do it. Rather than just kind of having them bang around in my mind of all 35 open WIPs that I have. So this is my new organization plan for 2021. I'm excited. I really think it's going to keep me on track. And I'm curious too to see, as you can see, the new start list. These are all the ones that I added to this so far. And I'm curious to see how many finishes I get, and I just think this will be a fun visual way for me to plan for it. And so that being said, I also created a page for every month, the items I want to focus on. So there's typically 30 days in a month, sometimes a day more, sometimes 2 days less, once a year. And so I created a focus page. And my focus page is basically, so for the month of January, here are the projects I want to focus on. And those are the ones that are going to stay. I have an ottoman out in my main room next to my chair that I stitch. And these are the ones that are going to be in the ottoman, ready to go, ready to stitch, the ones that I'm going to focus on for the month. And then come February, I can reassess that plan, you know, transfer any down or go pick more from my 35 squares. So that is the insanity. That is the insanity. That is my plan for the year. So the first thing I want to do, this light is, I tried to get more light, but it's like coming up. Oh, no, still. I feel like that's really bright. Let me put it down. Okay, I think that's better. All right, so this will lead me into whips. So I want to talk about the whips that I've got, and they're part of my January focus. And like I said, a couple of them are coming hopefully this next week, and I'll be starting them. And so they're technically new starts, but they'll be in my whip, my 35 whips. So let's go through them. So the first one is A Savior Has Been Born, and this is a gift for a friend. This was out of the Just Cross Stitch ornament issue. I mentioned it in my last video. I think it was 2017, I believe. And it's called A Savior Has Been Born. So let me take it off the Q-snaps really quickly. And I'm so close on this one. That is why it's on the focus for January, because I did want to finish it for Christmas, but I'll talk a little bit later. I had some other gifts going for Christmas. It was just Christmas gift-o-mania, and so I ran out of time. But this is where it is at before. I'll insert a picture. And here's where I'm at now. So you can see my progress is on that bottom portion. I got that big center motif in, and then I have some of the gold going up along either side. I am super close on this one. Like I said, this is in my January focus pieces to get this completed. And then I shared in my last video how I plan to finish this. I have some really big ideas of what I want to do with this and turn it into an ornament and get it in the mail for a friend. So hopefully I will get that done this month. So that's A Savior Has Been Born. The colors in this are just phenomenal. They're all the called for colors. They're just so beautiful. This is on 32 count beautiful beige, and it is beautiful beige. I mentioned that last time. I love it so much. I love it so much, and I'm so close. So definitely a focus piece for January. Okay. Next is the Valentine House Trio. So in my previous finishes, let me just look. Here it is. Okay, so this is the, let me show you the pattern first. This is Waxing Moon Designs, and my vision for this is, so I found this Valentine House Trio first, and then it just opened up the world to all the other ones they have. They have spring, they have Easter, and I got the spring one. I showed that last time. Winter, summer, so I want a shelf in my kitchen, and I'm gonna hang them and have some decor. Like, I have a whole plan. So this is the Valentine House Trio by Waxing Moon Designs. I just love the colors in these. I love stitching houses, and these colors just drew me in immediately. I wanted to do these first. Okay, so the first one that I finished, and I've shown this before, but let me show it again. The first one I did was the one that says Valentine. Those colors. That house. Oh my God, I love the colors in that house. So I did this one first, and I'm doing all of these on the 32 count beautiful beige. I love that fabric. It's just beautiful to work on. It's such a beautiful soft color. So that's the one that I had finished previously. And so I started the second house, and the second house that I'm starting is the one with the little doves with the Valentine, and it says "Be Mine." So much. And this tree. So here's let me show you my whip. Here's where I'm at. So I got the house done almost. I have a little bit at the top with the chimneys, and I put in the flowers. Now look how funky that tree is. I love the swirls in it. It was so much fun to stitch. Actually, I stitched the dark part first, the dark green first, and then I added in the light, and watching those swirls like come to life inside the tree was so much fun. I really love that. They're just such cute little stitches. I really, really enjoy these. I'm really looking forward to getting them all done. So this one is in my January focus, and obviously I'll keep it in my February focus because Valentine's. Okay, next. So this is, and I'll show you this one now, this is some of my Christmas haul. My sweet sister Melissa and her whole family got me several things, which I'll show you, but one of the things was First Day of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. Now, I saw these come out and lost my mind. Like, was immediately texting my sister with pictures like, oh my God, we have to do these. And this is the partridge in a pear tree. How creative is she? I know you guys have seen these, but you can finish it either in a tree or in the sampler style. I'm choosing to do the sampler style. This model was done on fog linen. I chose for mine antique white. I really want the colors to pop on this. These patterns are all done with NPI silks, which are wonderful. I've worked with Belle Soie. I have not worked with Gloriana yet, but I did gift my sister some of those for Christmas. But the MPI silks, I love them. They're easy to work with. Obviously, stitching with silks is amazing, and they are expensive, but not as expensive as the Belle Soie or the Gloriana. They're like $5 a skein versus like $8. So I really like them. So let me show you my progress on this one. So I got this on Christmas and immediately threw it on the Q-snap with the grime guard that my sister had gotten me, I've shown you earlier, and just started stitching away. This is on 32 count antique white with MPI silks. Isn't he cute? He's a partridge in a pear branch at the moment. I gotta build the tree. He's so adorable. I just love the colors. I love the little speckles designed on his tummy and his neck. It's such a joy to stitch, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So I watched Liz Matthews put out a video on this series to kind of explain, you know, materials you're gonna need and her thoughts on it and some of the differences between the sampler and the tree. So if you are thinking about doing this series, I would highly recommend watching that. It was a video dedicated just to that. But I'm going to be doing the sampler series, and my plan is obviously to get them all done, and then I'm going to change, like this right now is my office, but I'm going to change it into kind of my craft room. I'm very inspired by Kim Goldman, the Contented Stitcher. Hi, Kim. She always does her videos, and she has all of her beautiful pieces behind her. I mean, just to be surrounded by all of the projects you love so much, that just inspired me so much. So the frame hunting has begun. It's a little hard right now to do the shopping, but yes, this is the plan. Kim, you've inspired me. So that's my plan. And the other thing, just, you know, if you don't know about these, maybe you already do, but there's only 3 of them out right now. So First Day of Christmas, Second Day of Christmas, Third Day of Christmas, and I'll show you those patterns because my sister and her family did get me all 3 of those patterns and the silks and a gift card. I was blown away by the generosity, just blown away by it. I love them all so much. You guys don't have to get me gifts. I know that you watch, but I love you guys. So I'm really excited about these, and this is definitely going to stay. So in that focus plan where I'm going January, February, you know, and I'm keeping a certain focus, one of these I want to just keep going. So one of these will always be in that rotation every month. And Liz did say in her latest video that she doesn't know when the whole series will be released, obviously, right? Creativity, and it takes time, but she was shooting to have the 4th Day of Christmas out this year, I think she said, if I'm remembering that correctly. So I'm dying to see that pattern. Such a fun stitch. The pattern is written really well. Just a ton of fun. Ton of fun. Okay, next is my angel. This is Pray by Teresa Kogut. I am stitching this for my grandmother. So she knows now. I was keeping it a secret, but then I just couldn't hold it in any longer. I thought I would have it done for Christmas, but like I said, but holy cow, no. This is like her whole body, right? That's all full coverage. So it's a lot of stitching. It's a lot of stitching, but I'm really enjoying it. The colors on this are beautiful. I had started this, I mentioned previously, on 32 count amber linen and made a mistake, and I snipped the fabric when I am the world's worst frogger over here. World's Worst Frogger, and we have more to talk about on that later. But, so I restarted it on 32 count Heartland, and I absolutely love it. I think the colors look better. I think she looks better because the colors are darker, and like, this just looks like a goldeny, heaveny glow. So here's where I'm at. I finished, I'll put a before and after. So here will be the before. And then the after. So I finished this whole halo top and her hair down here and over here, a little bit into her neck, and then I started this big wing that'll be this whole corner here, and it's a lot of confetti. Like, obviously if I move it closer, not so bad on the outside of the wing, which is why I started there, but then getting in here, there's just a lot of confetti. Obviously, right, to make it blend and be so beautiful, but I just, I love this piece so much. She gives me great peace and calm, and I wish that for my grandmother. So I'm hoping that she can look at this when she's feeling down, and she's going through her struggles with cancer right now, and we're so very proud of you, Grandma, that this will just lift your spirits a little and give you some peace of mind. So that's my pray. I love that one. Okay, next, we just talked about frogging. Yes, oh Lord. So, World's Worst Frogger. I really do try to take my time. I use a seam ripper and I try to go under each individual stitch and take my time. But somehow, at some point, I think I just get faster and faster as I'm going, and I get just like a little bit more confident as I'm going. And unfortunately, on this piece, I had to take out a big section, and so like the first 3/4 of it that I took out, everything went fine. And then I nipped the fabric. I think maybe the Lord is trying to teach me patience. This is all I can think. Anyway, so I will put a picture of this project here. This is Wander by 2x2 Stitch Art. Okay, and this is where I was. So I was stitching this on 32 count white Belfast, and this is where I was. I had done this whole first hemisphere, or this whole first quarter of the top hemisphere, and then I had moved down here, and I had actually stitched, let me fold this a little bit better. This will be easier to hold it. I had actually stitched all the way down here and around. You could probably see in the fabric where I had gone, and to make the bottom of the circle. And what I found as I was starting to move up is that I was off. And so this whole bottom part of this lower hemisphere had to be frogged out. And then I was going and going and going, and I nipped the fabric and made a hole. And I tried to fix it. I was like, okay, maybe I can just stitch over it, you know, maybe I can just, and it didn't look right. And I've learned also that I am an incredible perfectionist. Ugh, I don't know if that's a good trait, but I'm an incredible perfectionist, and it just bothered me so much that I had to frog it. I probably could have fudged it, but it just, you put so much love into these pieces, and I know personally, my personality, I would have looked it on the wall and known it was wrong. It would have drove me insane. That is not a good trait. I need to figure out how to be a fudger. Because the people who are able to just go with the flow and make a few modifications, they get projects done, and I restart. So I need to do some development as a human in that department. But in the meantime, what I did is I restarted on the same linen, 32 count Belfast white, and I just went to town on this thing because it's like for me when I'm restarting, I just want to be back to where I was. And so I'm almost completely done with the first page. So here's where I was versus here's where I am now. So I made quite a bit of progress, just trying to play the catch-up game. And I love this piece so much. These colors, I've mentioned this before, these are just 4 different colors of blue DMC. They're just so beautiful, and it's a fun piece because, you know, when I'm doing something like the angel, and it's very, you know, I have to be very mentally focused, and I have to just, you know, be very cognizant of the pattern. Something like this, I can just say, okay, 10 squares of blue and just go. You know, I can just do more blocky colors. It's not a difficult pattern. I saw this pattern from Shiloh on X Stitch MD. She stitched this and finished it, and it's gorgeous. She got it framed, so go check her out. But yeah, so I needed it to be right. So I did, I frogged it, and at least I'm back to this point here. And like I said, I've just been kind of trucking along on that as I go. Okay, so that, let's see, first day of Christmas, Valentine's. Okay, so those are my progress on the whips that I worked on since Christmas. I have 2 patterns that are coming in the mail with the fabric and the floss, and one of those is going to be added in as soon as it gets here, and that is the Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 stitch along called Fruits of Plenty, and I will insert a picture here. This pattern is so beautiful. I have seen a lot of my favorite floss tubers that are doing this pattern, and the thing that really got me was the original pattern, as I've shown it, is just beautiful. It really is. The colors that are chosen. I like the two-tone. You can do it monochromatic, or you can do two-tone, and I really do like how it was done in the blues. But when I went to the hashtag MFESAL2021. I will link it in the description box below. If you go to that hashtag on Instagram, the colors that people are choosing are incredible. I became incredibly torn because I'm looking through all of these photos, and people are just so creative with the different colors that they're choosing. Some are green, some are like purples, some put them on blue fabric, some put them on pink fabric, some put them on, it's just such a cool thing to see everyone's own artistic creativity come out through the design. So if you're on Instagram, check that hashtag out. It's, even if you don't want to stitch the piece, it is just really a lot of fun to see how everybody interprets it differently. So my fabric and colors that I chose, my DMC colors that I chose, should be here hopefully next week, and I want to get started on that. And then the other, I'll just jump into this other piece of haul too. So my friend Matt, hi Matt, he is a huge Cubs fan, and I am a die-hard Detroit Tiger fan. I am born and raised Detroit Tigers, but I will say that my dad did like the Cubs as well, and I think it's, the way Matt describes it too, is that they used to be on public television. So when you didn't have cable, you could see them on public television, and so a lot of people love the Cubs for that reason. And I do like the Cubs. I do. I will say they're my National League team. So he actually saw this pattern on the internet and said, I would love this, and sent it to me. So I'll insert a picture here. And it was a very reasonable pattern. It was only a few dollars on Etsy. And so I got the stuff together to make this for Matt. So I'm gonna do it on 32 count, just bright white linen. And then the colors that they call for, and I'm gonna have to ask Matt about this. The colors that they call for, this is blue 797 and like a red-orange color 350. So he will know better than I if that looks truly representative of the Cubs. Because I also got DMC 349 thinking maybe a little more red with the 349 versus the 350. So I will have to talk to you, Matt, and you can make the decision on which of those reds is the best red for the Chicago Cubs pattern that I'm going to do for him. So that's also going to be in my January focus. So January is first day of Christmas, Valentine Trio, Pray, Wander, Savior, which will then be replaced by Cubs when I finish it, the Fruits of Plenty, and then the last one is, again, I was inspired by Shiloh. I need to stop watching your videos. You're enabling me too much. She stitched a pattern called Etude, and I will insert a picture of it here. I just love the idea of the squares. I think there's 80 different squares and they all have their own geometric pattern in them, which I think is really cool. So I did a different twist on it with some different colored fabric and flosses. And those arrive Wednesday this week. So in my next video, I will be able to show you my progress on those and what I chose. But I do like that every single, you know, the patterns where every single square or every little motif is its own little finish. And so you get that sense of accomplishment as you're making a greater piece. So for me, the Modern Folk Embroidery Sale, which is 12 parts released the first of the month, every month, will be a big stitch along. And I've never done a stitch along of that magnitude, you know, over 12 months, where it's like a mystery and and not really a mystery for this one, but they, you know, release the patterns on the first of the month. I've never done one of those. And then this etude as well, I feel like will stay in my monthly focuses, because it's kind of going to be a piece where maybe I'm doing, you know, like 5 squares a month or whatever it is, and we'll hopefully have it finished by the end of the year. So that was a lot. That was a lot. Let's talk Christmas cards. I want to say thank you. I got 4 Christmas cards from some of my favorite Flosstubers and friends this year. This one was from Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher. You know I miss your face. A cardinal, which I love. This is such a sweet, and this reminds me of my bird feeder that I have right now because I'm obsessed with feeding the birds. I don't know how much my neighbors like it because I have like 50 birds on my lawn every day, but it brings me great joy. So, so I love this from Nicole, the cardinal. And then Daylene, hi Daylene, thank you for the card. This is just beautiful. And I've heard other Flosstubers who've received this card say that this is her own artwork, because she's been, I know she's been doing some painting. So Daylene, if that's true, will you let me know? I mean, that's incredible if you painted that. That's incredible. So thank you so much. And then I got a card from Becca at Sambry Stitches. Becca is just the sweetest person. Go visit her channel. She does floss tubes and interviews with Flosstubers, and she's just so kind all the time. We're Facebook friends also, and she just is always so sweet, commenting on my stuff. And so that was from Becca. And then, oh, Snoopy, Cindy from Cindy Stitches, Cindy's Cross Stitch. She knows me and I know her. We're both big Snoopy fans, so this just really brightened up my day. So thank you so much, Cindy. So on the theme of Christmas, let's talk about those Christmas gifts I was talking about. So I also got from my sister and her family the second day of Christmas. This is Hello from Liz Matthews. Look at those turtle doves. I am dead. That is so adorable. There's something about the snowflakes being in black on that bright white linen. And then if you haven't heard, she has an alphabet in this chart. And what she did is in these homes down below, she personalized them with the initials of people who are very special to her. So I plan on doing that as well. And I love those so much. Second day of Christmas, love them, love them, love them. And then 3 Friend Tens, the third day of Christmas. And this pattern was very interesting to hear Liz talk about in that video that I mentioned, because Noël is a French word, I think, for Christmas. And then mistletoe originated in France too, I believe she said, which is something I did not know. And then this is like a French blue. So there's like a lot of hidden intricacies in the chart, you know, meanings behind the pattern. And look at that. Oh my gosh. I want to stitch it right now. Those little hens are adorable. And the house. Oh, I am so in love with these patterns. I'm so in love with these patterns so much. And like I said, they got me all the silks. It was just so sweet. And I want to read what she wrote. Melissa, I'm going to embarrass you. She said, Merry Christmas, Melanie. You are the best stitcher I know. So much talent. I am excited to see what you do with these beautiful patterns. Keep doing what you love and being you. You are someone I have always admired and looked up to. Thank you for always being there for me, and now I see you doing that for my girls. You are so loved and so needed by everyone. Thank you for helping me find my love of stitching again. I appreciate all that you have done for me in my life and in stitching. Do not even think about denying this stitchy gift. You have given me so many patterns and stitching items. This is a small thank you and Merry Christmas. So heartfelt. I adore you guys. You know how much I love you. But talking about this sister, I want to insert a picture. She finished Priscilla and Chelsea's Holly Jolly Santa. So I will insert a picture of that here. And I'm just so proud of her. She's just stitching away like crazy. She just has finished something recently, which is top secret, but she's just going to town, and she's such a better stitcher than I because she focuses in on one pattern and she gets it finished and she gets it fully finished versus her sister who has 35 open whips. So I need to learn from my sister in that regard. Yeah, but thank you so much, Melissa. And I got, you know, speaking of Christmas, I got wonderful gifts from my other sister, Megan, as well. We're both super into the Happy Planner, and she got me so many stickers and cozy pajamas, and it was a wonderful Christmas. And, you know, it was small. It was just a small group of us, and we just tried to make it really special for the kids, and just watching them all play in front of the tree was just made us all feel very, very lucky and blessed this year. You know, we have so much to be thankful for, and it was just a really special time being together. So thank you guys so much. I love you. Let's see what else is on my list. Try plans, whips. Okay, I want to talk about the mittens. So some of you know from my last video, my niece, Grace, wanted fingerless mitts. I had done a pair of fingerless mitts, and she saw them on my hands, and she wanted a pair for Christmas. So of course I wanted to do one for her and her sister, a pair. And I did them and finished them within like 2 weeks. I got a little bit of carpal tunnel, I think, but I finished them within 2 weeks. So I will insert a picture here. And they loved them. They were so sweet. They were excited. They put them on right away, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope they enjoyed them this winter. Okay, next, I wanted to go through some of my previous finishes. Not all of them, but some of them. And the reason why is I inherited an old sewing machine from a friend, and it's been sitting in my other room for quite a while. And I had to order the foot pedal for it. It didn't come with the foot pedal, so I ordered that through Amazon, and I got that. And I finally just last week said, I'm gonna learn how to do a sewing machine. I've wanted to do it. I'm not someone who has, you know, people who for generations have sewed or anything like this. It's something I really wanted to learn. My sister Melissa does use a sewing machine. So I decided I'm doing this, and I got on YouTube, and I'm telling you, you can find anything on YouTube, right? You find all of us Flosstubers on YouTube. But there were so many great videos, and I learned how to thread my bobbin using the machine, and I learned how to thread the machine, and I've been practicing, and I learned how to sew with it. Nothing crazy. I'm not making quilts over here like all of you talented people out there making project bags and quilts and all of these amazing things. My goal in life was just to bind off my edges. So you know when you have, like, here's one of my previous finishes. This is berries. You know how your fabric frays. So all of my projects had tape. I would just tape the edges because I didn't have a serger and I didn't have a sewing machine, and I was like, you know, that'll be fine. Well, what I did is, and this is not perfect, right? It's definitely not a serger, but I just zigzag. I put the zigzag stitch on, and I just zigzag along the edges just to keep it from fraying. And so I got so excited about this. That I busted out all of the projects I finished that are just sitting in a pile waiting for me to fully finish. And I just zigzag the edges because it gave me some practice, and then I knew they would kind of just stay nice in there and not not get ruined while they were waiting for me to fully finish them. So I thought I'd go through a couple of them because I'm not doing a whip parade because I just did a whip parade. This first one is Santa Waving Goodnight by Prairie Schooler. And this is on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. Isn't he cute? I actually got a bunch of trim. I got some of this Lady Dot, ooh, can't really see that, chenille trim in snow. I got a bunch of jingle bells and some ribbon, and so I want to turn him into an ornament. I just have to make the time to do it. But in the meantime, he's all sewn up on the edges, no more tape, which makes me really incredibly happy. It was just something silly, but very exciting for me when you learn something new, right? The next one is June. This is one of my favorites. This is June by Prairie Schooler. This pattern was gifted to me by my sister Megan, my little sister, and isn't this just such a beautiful piece? Every time I look at this piece up close, I just feel like I see something new, and the colors are just so beautiful. So I definitely want to get this hung up on my wall. And again, I just, I zigzagged at the edge and made myself super excited in the process. It was funny because it was like 7 o'clock or something, on a weeknight, and I went in there and it was working. I'm like, it's happening. I was so excited. I was ridiculously excited. Oh, and this is on 28 count wheat Lugana. So I love this. My plan when I was looking at all of these would be to have every single month and then be able to swap them out, as the year goes on, Priscilla style. So I love that. I love that finish. Holiday Hoopla Easter. This is by Brenda Gervais, finished on 32 count Country French Cafe Mocha. Isn't he adorable? I love bunnies. Those of you who have followed my Flosstube for a while know that I am obsessed with bunny rabbits. So adorable. Love the colors in that. The other Hoopla patterns are so pretty as well. The holiday Hoopla patterns, there's like a snowman I've seen, and there's a Halloween one I know. So cute. So cute. Okay, the next one is Just Hatched. I finished this in March 2019 on 18 count white Ada. And I have a whip very close to being finished. So there's 4 of these eggs in the pattern. I finished this one, which is the farmer with the sheep and the little cow. Oh my God, he's so cute. So adorable. So I have to get this turned into an ornament before Easter because I have a little Easter tree. But I have the chicks in my current 35 square whip list, and that's one I'm so close on that I can just bust out that last chick and be done with it. And then I finish the bunny rabbits into an ornament, and that's on my Instagram. Melly Stitches on Instagram too, you can see it there. So that's a fun previous finish. And then July Cottage of the Month. This one was stitched on 28 count Witchelt lamb's wool. And this is the first Cottage of the Month that I did, and I was so drawn to the blues in this. I still am. I just love the blues in this piece. It's like Bluebell and I can't remember, Baby Bluebell. I'll have to look up the flosses, but I just love this so much and definitely want to get this finished. I think I'm going to finish this one into a frame or, one of those interchangeable situations where I can swap it out every month. But I love the colors on this, and I was really torn. So I did this on 28 count, and I was very big into 28 count at the time that I did this, and now 32 count's my jam. I love 32 count, and so I was like, maybe I should go back and redo them all, along with all the other items that I frog inappropriately and need to redo. So I need to stop doing that. I talked with my sister Meg about that today. I need to stop trying to go back and redo everything. Sorry, that's Max. He's my watchdogger. Come here, Max. Come here. Come see me. Let's see if he'll say hi. Come here. Come here. What did you see out there? What did you see? You want to say hi? Here's my Maxie boy. You want to say hi? He is such a sweet boy. Oh yes, he is a very sweet boy, but he is a very good watchdogger. He's a mix of some kind, I think like Pomeranian and Terrier, but I swear he's part beagle because of that howl. You good boy. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Thank you for the kisses. Okay, you go do your watch down. He's a sweetie. Him and his sister are sweeties. So, yeah, so I can't keep restitching everything, right? Just because I have a different count, and it'll be fine. So I'm going to keep this one. It is beautiful. I love the fabric. I love the house. Just beautiful. Okay, this next one is one of my absolute favorites. This is Snow Day by Prairie Schooler. I finished this in March of this last year, March of 2020, and it's on 28 count white Aida. And this one is going to be a simple finish for me. Snow Day. Ah, don't you love it? Oh my gosh, I love it. And being a Michigander, I would like a little more snow right now. Isn't that funny? Because in previous videos I've been like, it's snowing so much. But like, it's been like this weird, icy, sleety type deal. We really haven't had like a good snowstorm yet. But I do love this, and I'm just going to frame this. I'm going to frame this myself in a simple black frame. I have a place on my wall out in my kitchen that I want to hang it. So this is definitely on the list to just pop it in a frame. You know, don't overthink it. Okay, next is, this is my March Lizzie Kate Flip It on 28 count Jobelins. So I did these, where you're actually standing in right now. I did these for my little, it's like a little caddy, and I have pens and my Flossaway bags and my cross stitch notes in it. So I started with January, and I love these. These are so cute. So cute. And I just did the washer and magnet situation on the back. So it's interchangeable. Here's another one of the magnets. And I just, because this little caddy that I use is metallic, it just pops right on and it sticks. So I have February done, and I did January, and then this is March. And I stitched March on Jobelin clay fabric, 28 count. It's like a red, it really is like a red clay color that kind of runs through it. I'm also doing Halloween rules on it. It's super pretty. So I just need to finish this one and keep going with those. These are such a fun, easy stitch, honestly. I should add them into my monthly focuses. And they don't take long, and they're so cheerful. They're so cheerful. Love it. So that's March. And then lastly today, I'll share with you berries, which I already showed you, but this is on 28 count lamb's wool Lugana. And this is from the Summer Smalls series by Lizzie Kate, and this is the berries. And I loved the pinks in this. I'm going to finish this into a little pillow. I actually have bought the ribbon, I have bought the fabric, I have bought the interfacing and the stuffing. I just need more time. This engineering thing is just not going to work out. So, yeah, so this is berries, and I definitely want to get this finished so I can display it this summer. I think it's so cute. So, so cute. Okay, let me check my notes. We talked haul. We talked previous finishes. So now I wanted to shout out a couple people, and I wanted to do a giftaway. I had done this almost all of my floss tubes before, and then, you know, COVID and things happened, and but I want to get back into it because one of the reasons, well, the main reason I do these floss tubes is because I love connecting with people. I love your comments. I love getting to know you. I love, you know, people will comment on my floss tube here, and then I'll go look them up on Instagram and see their stitching and some pictures maybe of their family, and that's what it's really all about, right? That genuine human connection with people that love the craft as much as you. I mean, ideally, I'd love to sit in a room and stitch with you and chit-chat, which hopefully we'll be able to do in retreats again soon. But until that time, I want to do these giveaways again because it gives me a chance to just send you a little message and get to know you a little better. And one of the things that was really awesome is I did these giveaways, and one of the patterns that I gave away, I've seen the stitcher do it, and that was Kim. I had mentioned that in a previous video. She finished that, I think it's Footprints at Midnight. It's a snowman pattern. It just made me so happy to know that I gifted her that, and she stitched it, and it's such a fun thing to see. So the giveaway for this week will be Sampler House 4 by Plum Street Samplers. So these are really pretty. I'm doing the lesson 4 sampler series, the one with the sheep and the woman, but this is just, I thought this was beautiful. I think the colors are so summery. The sunflowers up here and these deep reds that in the trees and these little birds. Oh, I think this is so pretty. So pretty. So if you would like to be entered into this, just say giftaway, not giveaway, but giftaway in the comments, and I will do a search before my next video. I'll just do a random generator search for anyone who said giftaway, and I will pull a winner. And so I think that'll be fun, and I'll get this in the mail to you along with some little messages of hello, and hopefully we can connect better and I can get to know you better. With that being said, I wanted to talk about a new Flosstuber that I found. Her name is the Stitchy Reader, and her name is Jana, and she's already got, I think, maybe 5 or 6 floss tubes up, and she's great in front of the camera. She's just very well spoken. She's a librarian, I believe she said, and she just recently got engaged, and she's just found the love of cross stitch in this whole quarantine situation. So there's a silver lining. Something came out of all of this. She discovered cross stitch. She started with embroidery. She got a couple kits. I think she got an embroidery and a cross stitch kit. And the cross stitch really spoke to her. And so now she's just dived in. I mean, she's doing a long dog sampler now. She's doing that Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 sale. So go check her out. Tell her I said hi. She's just a real sweetheart. So give her some love. And then next, I want to talk about one of my very favorite Instagrammers. Her name is Cindy C, like in cat, Cindy C Stitches, and I will link both of them down here below. Cindy is one of the kindest people I have met on Instagram. Hi, Cindy. Although we've never spoken in person, it's just like an old friend. She really makes a point, and I've noticed not only on my Instagram, account, because I'm always commenting on people's stuff. I will see her. She is so kind and always leaves thoughtful comments to people, encouraging words, and she's an amazing stitcher. Oh my gosh, Cindy, I wish you would do a floss tube. But her Instagram is just filled with the most beautiful stitching. She's so talented and she's so kind. So go check out her page. Give her some love. She's one of the gems in this community. I really value her as a stitchy friend. So thank you, Cindy. But with that, I think that's everything. Yes, so I will be back in 2 weeks. Not next Monday, but the Monday after, in 2 weeks, and we will be talking about the progress that I made on these focus pieces, and then what my plans will be for February, what pieces, what whips I'm gonna put into February to focus on. And like I said, the goal this year is to clear out some of these squares. Yeah, to clear out some of these squares and make room for new stuff that I wanna start. This is it. I told my stitchy sister, this is it. I can't go beyond 35 openings. So with that, I hope you guys are having a great January. I hope you look to the positive. I hope you fill each other with hope and love and spread kindness whenever you can, to the other people in this world, because we all need it. We all really need it right now. And every little thing you do, every kind word you say, even the comments that you as commenters, even if you don't do floss tubes or Instagrams, the impact you can make just with a kind word to someone is so incredible. That's why I love this community. It's hope and love all wrapped up into amazing stitchiness. So until I see you guys again, have a good 2 weeks, and we'll talk soon. Bye.